Hey there, my name is David Kolar and I'm guitar player and composer from Slovakia. I had the privilege to work with great musicians like Steven Wilson, Pat Mastelot of King Crimson, Niels Peter Molver, Rick Cox, Erik Truffaz, Fennes, Eivin Arset and many, many others. And this is my English podcast. Welcome. I have a new album. Today is a very special day. It's 2nd of May. It's very sunny here in Slovakia and I have a new album called Out. It is out. It is released. It is under the Blue Lizard label based in Prague in Czech Republic and I'm so happy because from today you can listen to this very experimental project and it all started during a period of isolation and frustration when I was working on my album called Behind the Frozen Window. It's EP album. You can find it on all streaming platforms or on my Bandcamp. It was for the first time when I started to read poems by my friend Valery Kupka and I wanted to use my voice on the album and I speak Slovak because I'm Slovakian and I have to speak English because I travel a lot and 99% of my musical colleagues are not based in Slovakia. They are from Norway, Italy, France, America, UK, so I had to start to learn English, I mean seriously when I was like 23 or 24 because I had on elementary school we had the English lessons, but it was still the same. Like Kate and Andy have a bicycle. Bicycle is blue. Mrs. I don't know who. Mrs. Anna has husband. Her husband has a red bicycle, and it was all the same all the time. Since I was in the 5th class until I was in the 8th class, and then we went to high school, and it was the same from the beginning. My father, we were under the Russian occupation here in Slovakia, in Czechoslovakia, after the Second World War. They said they came here to save us, to rescue us from Nazists. But if you want to save someone, you have to give him freedom. But the freedom was not here, since 1948. Then in 1968 they came here with tanks. And they stayed here in 1989. So I was 6 years old when here was a revolution against Russians and Czechoslovakia wanted to be part of the Western world. And this was very huge something. It was a big thing for also for my father and people here because the Western music, he wasn't allowed to listen to Western music because it was from West, so there was Satan or evil in that music. But we had the copies, like there was a guy called Jiří Schillinger in Prague and many others, and they played Black Sabbath repertoire, but with Czech lyrics. I don't know if even people from Black Sabbath know this, but maybe yes, maybe they had to ask a publisher, and they just changed the lyrics and they played the same tunes. So I'm so happy this is gone, this era is gone. Of course, we have a war now, just 80 kilometers. I live 80 kilometers far from the eastern border of Slovakia, and there is Ukraine. So in 2022, when the Russians started to invade Ukraine, they were bombing villages close to Slovakia, so I was really afraid that they will come back and I will be not able to travel as my father wasn't able to travel, and I have kids and what to do. I just started to build my house with my father and his friends. Every brick I put here, concrete and roof and everything. It was tough, but we did it. It was cheaper, if you do it by yourself without the professional company. But house is here, we live here, it's beautiful, I'm so happy. So it was really tough, and it still is. I mean, to live here, but it's beautiful place, and I have these album calls. It's out today. You can hear my phone calls there with my musical friends like Rick Cox, Arve Henriksen, and Slovakian people, and only from my side. You cannot hear them, and. When I started to make album Behind the Frozen Window, as I told you before, and I started to record my voice, some people told me in Slovakia, yeah, your Slovakian dialect is not the best because I have this Eastern dialect. Then it was paradox because Slovakian people told me your English is not perfect. Maybe they will don't understand you. You have a dialect like you are from Russia, comrade from Russia. I was like, okay, but what can I do? So I tried to change it, but it was too artificial. So I called to my friend Rick Cox and I asked him, hey, Rick, did you read did you hear the poems? I read on the demo which I have sent to you. Yes, David, I like it. It was it's you. It's part of you. It's how I know you. He said it was very authentic and authentical. My English is not the best, not perfect, but I can speak. I call it touristic English. And then I called Arve Henriksen, and some people from Slovakia. Some of my friends told me, hey, you make a lot of music. You should take a break from creating. Music is like a beer, David. You don't need it every day. But I said, man, if it's asking, music is asking to go out from my body, from my brain. I have to do it, So it wanted to go out, So that's why I have decided that Calls album needs to be done because all those frustration I started to record. My voices with telephone filter on EQ, So and it's out, and I'm so happy because there is Marco Minnemann, incredible drummer, Paolo Raineri, my musical brother from Italy, Erik Truffaz, legends by itself, So they are there, and this album is really powerful. If you listen to Behind the Frozen Window, it is very soft, poetical, maybe lyrical, epic recording made during the winter, and the Calls album is opposite part of it. And don't worry if you don't understand Slovakian sentences, because afterwards they will be. I will speak the same. I will say the same in English, and so you can feel how Slovakians feel when they don't understand when I speak English. And now you don't understand when I will speak Slovak. So this mixture of some kind of schizophrenia, and when I need to write a status on Facebook is like, okay, Slovak or English. If I write it in Slovak, you can translate it because there is a possibility. If it's not in English, Facebook will offer you translate. But if I write in English, there is no possibility for Slovakians to translate it. So it's still big and huge dilemma. I am recording this podcast now in English, but 15 minutes ago, I just finished recording podcast in Slovak with the same topic, about the same thing, about the album called Calls, which was released today, the 2nd of May. So this is my life. So if you will listen to this album, I will be so happy from the beginning until the end. You can go through all of those feelings with me, chaos, something beautiful, something strange, inner feelings, frustration, happiness, and all those things there. And I have to say that Marco Minnemann is really something. He did a really, really good job. Also, Paolo Raineri and Erik Truffaz. There are some musical pieces which are like friendly, like easy listening. Some of them are experimental. I like to make these differences on the album, different atmospheres, different rhythms, different let's say, sketches of music. I don't know, maybe something like that. But it's done, and I'm so happy because my table is clean right now. There is another thing I wanted to share with you. I had a visitor in my house from Liverpool, and his name is Jonathan Crossley. Jonathan is a great guitar player, and he's a professor at the Music Academy of Liverpool, and he does really cool stuff. I mean, with his guitar setup, how he used Ableton Live. And he had a masterclass at the conservatory here in my town, Prešov. The name is Conservatorium of Desider Kardoš, and it's a high school, and Jonathan did a really inspiring masterclass for the students. You know, he explained composition by John Cage called 4:33, which means 4 minutes 33 seconds, and he explained to them why the players were silent, because in the past it was all about the big composer, you know, maestro like Beethoven and Bach, and if you play his music, you are not important. You play all those notes. Even people cannot see you when you are on the stage, because you have all those shit music in the front of your face, and it's covering your personality. So it was really beautiful masterclass, and I think it was something new for the students, and it was really inspiring, because it's good to study at the conservatory to understand all those rules, theories, arpeggios, and chords and scales. But then you have to find your own voice. And another important thing from Jonathan was you have to practice improvisation. And this is what I do all the time. And I think it was so inspiring for the students. Another good thing is that we will release album soon with Jonathan. He plays the guitar and bass. I played the guitar and bass. And the drummer was Lucas Ligeti. We have recorded it in the Liverpool, I think, a year ago. I'm not sure right now. And of course, we are looking for a label, but it is not very easy in these times. And but let's see, album will go out, and maybe this summer, I think, or this fall, and we will share it with you. But I want to get back to Jonathan. He was at my house. And it's still good, you know, if you live somewhere and you stay at home for a long time, like I do, because I have scored big mafia movies from 90s in Slovakia. The first one has a name called Mickey, and the second one is Černák. So it's the first name Mickey, and the surname is Černák. He was the mafia boss in 90s here, and it's on Netflix right now. I think Mickey is in top 4, and Černák is top 1 on Netflix in Slovakia. So it's really big thing. And Jonathan was here, and I could see through his eyes in such a beautiful place I live, because he said, man, it's beautiful nature here, and you have a good beer, good food, prices are cheap, you know, and you have a lot of nature here, and you can do hiking in the forests, you know. The area is full of trees and fountains in the forest. You know, we have mushrooms. You can go to the forest and search for mushrooms and make an omelette or soup or mushroom goulash, you know, Hungarian soup. So I was like, man, I'm sitting here in the house every day. Everything was gray. I started to hate it, you know, and all these things with Russians in Ukraine. And then a visitor came to our house, and now Jonathan left on Wednesday. Today is Friday, and now I'm more happy. I see my place. Really, it's great one. It's beautiful. I'm so happy. It's sun outside, and sometimes it's good if you invite someone from abroad to spend some time with you in your country, in your house, and really it's healthy, I can say. There is another thing I wanted to share with you, is that I have a new merch. if you go to my website, davidcollar.com, there you can find a sub-site called Not Just Merch, and you can find t-shirts, hoodies, bags, many things. I have started to do this because I have a bunch of paintings and graphic designs, and I'm trying to sell them or give them as a gift to my friends. And I know that people don't want to buy CDs anymore because even I don't have CD player in my new laptop. I don't have CD player in my car. I really understand. But I need somehow to pay my bills and mixing and mastering the album, and I have 2 kids. My son David is almost 23 years old, and he's a student at the University of Management in Prešov, and the daughter Barbara, she's 15, and she's at the bilingual gymnasium. She studied English. All these subjects she has to study in English, and she's so good at this. I'm so proud because my parents, they could learn just Russian language, so I'm so happy that my kids have this opportunity, but I don't want to go back to this Russian topic. Never mind. So I have this merch. So you can buy a CD on my Bandcamp, or you can go to my webpage. You can buy a t-shirt, hoodie. It's really good quality. There is a company in France, so I don't have to make a warehouse, or something like that for this stuff. You just order and they will send it immediately to you in like 2, 3, or 4 days. They are really fast, and it's really good. So I started this merch, and also I have master classes. You can find it on my webpage, davidcollar.com. Learn with David Collar, and we can have a Zoom lesson for 1 hour. We can talk, we can play, you can find these products there. Also, I have a book called 7 Days to a Better Musician. It's something different. It's not like how to practice the scales and the chords and harmony. It's something different. It is completely different point of view, how to be a musician, how to find your own musical language. So you can grab this book there, and it's just €9.90 or $9.90, I think, or maybe $10. So this is very important. I wanted to share with you important thing because of this, Spotify and Apple Music. It's cool that people in Japan and in Australia can listen to my music, but I need to eat. I need to pay electricity. I need to pay for plugins, and I need to feed up my family. So if you want, you can support me, or even you can share it with your friends. And thank you for listening, and remember, sometimes the call you ignore is the one that could change everything. Yeah, this is the quote from my album Calls. So thank you for listening. Have a nice weekend, and stay tuned, and let's talk soon. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for your time, David. Ciao, ciao.